Hello, families, scholars. Hope you're doing well. Filming this because I want you guys to have a little bit of a better idea how we're going to be solving some of these ratio problems moving forward. So I grabbed a homework problem straight from what you guys have been assigned. This came from textbook page 153, number 9. So we're going to work through it. It reads this. The length of a table is 11/8 as long as its width. The first part, A, asks us to find the ratio of the length of the table to its width. Let's start there. Whenever I have any sort of fraction, I'm going to be able to take that and know that the first term on top is going to be in reference, or the first value, is in reference to term 1. The second value, that is our denominator, is in reference to term 2. When I have a ratio, term 1 always goes first, term 2 always comes second. And so if I were to take this ratio or fraction and flip it to make it a ratio, term 1 comes first, which gives us 11. We have our colon here, and then we've got 8 giving us a ratio of the length of the table to the width. Now, important to note, when you have a ratio, the order matters. This means that off to the side, I'm going to want to make sure to have my terms clearly defined. Length comes first in my word problem, which makes it term 1. Width comes second. Since these are the two terms that are being compared, I know that these are going to be what my ratio is talking about. I have these set up right here. I'm going to be able to know that 11 pertains to the length of the table and 8 pertains to the width. Now, we have to go ahead and solve B, which says, if the width of the table is 152 centimeters, what is the length of the table? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to erase our work from the first part of this problem because we are going to go ahead and make a bar model with the information we have in front of us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to label my first term length as well as my second term width. Now, once I have this, I'm able to look at my ratio and recognize that length has 11 units. So we would draw a bar model with 11 boxes. My ratio then tells me that width has 8 units. And so I would do the same thing, except this one has 8. I'm left with two values, one being 11 for my length, another being 8 for my width. My word problem tells me that my width is 152 centimeters. Therefore, I'm going to mark off that this bar model is worth 152 centimeters. Something to keep in mind. If the word problem tells us that the total value of something is a given number, then what we would do is we would draw a bracket like this, showing that all of the boxes in our bar models here would equal that. But since our word problem says that it only pertains to the width, we know that it isn't the total of the problem, but instead it's just the total of this bar. Now, every box in a bar model is the same as every other box. So if I'm able to find the value of one box, I'm able to find the value of all of them. To do this, here's what we would do. I would take 152 and know that it's being split up evenly between these 8 boxes. Therefore, I'm going to take 152 and divide it by 8. this is going to give me the amount for each box, which is also the amount that goes in these. Let's go ahead and do that. 8 goes into 15 one time. When I subtract that, I'm left with 7. I drop down my ones place to where I get 72. 8 goes into 72 9 times. Therefore, this shows us, and that evens out. That shows us that every value of every square in this problem is equal to 19 centimeters. So let's finish what we have to do here, because it asks us to find what is the length of the table. Well, since I know that every box is 19 centimeters and I have 11 boxes that have to do with my length, what I'm able to do is take that 19 centimeters, multiply it by 11, because I'm trying to find the total amount, and then I get my answer. 1 times 9 is 9, 1 times 1 is 1. When I go to the tens place, I indicate that with a placeholder. 1 times 9 is 9, 1 times 1 is 1. I'm able to add those things up, and when I do so, I get 209, which tells me that the answer to part B of this problem is 209 centimeters. So one more time, just so that we can make sure that we have everything that we need. For part A, we took this fraction, converted that into a ratio, where we got the ratio of 11 to 8. We used that ratio then to assign terms of length and width, draw a bar model, solve for one box using the total of one bar model, and then use that total of one box to solve for the value of my other bar model. So I hope that this is a helpful refresher. I tried to pick a problem that covered quite a few concepts, converting fractions into ratios, how we construct ratios, how we draw a bar model, as well as then how we use the total of a bar model to be able to solve. Hope you guys are doing well, getting ready for the test tomorrow. I look forward to seeing you guys and hope you have a great rest of your night.